I'm Trevor Lund from RevTrev.com, and in this episode of Counseling Corner with Cheryl Shea, I am here again with Cheryl Shea of EdmontonCounselingServices.com. And Cheryl's been helping me to answer some questions that readers of RevTrev have emailed me. And if you have questions that I can help you with, or Cheryl can help you with, just go to RevTrev.com/contact. I think I have to update that form some, but anyway, it still comes to me. I get some really random emails there. It's like, I've got to update that form.
Your RevTrev one? No, or mine?
My RevTrev.
Okay. Because mine works fine.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, you can go to her too, ask directly, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
Cheryl, the question that I'm going to ask you about now, this lady has emailed me to ask me, how can I deal with a difficult friend? One of her best Christian friends has become condescending and disrespectful. She, makes her feel sad, says her feelings are her choice, and just kind of lays guilt trips on her, it seems like. Seems like she's... the way I read this email, it kind of seems like she's someone that used to help her a lot, and then it was almost too much, and so she's kind of turned on her. She doesn't want to disrespect her, but she wants to know how she can deal with her. What would you say to someone like that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, friendships do change. People's lives go through different cycles. If it's a friend that's been really... supportive to you in the past and is now, not really responsive or present for you, the best is just to say, what's going on? Can you tell me what's going on? I think that's always the best thing. And have a talk about, it seems like our relationship's changed and I don't understand why. Now, if the person's becoming distant and not returning your phone calls because you've been pestering them, then, they still need to be a little more direct and say, I was glad to help you out through that difficult season before or after your mom died, but I just really can't spend the same amount of time with you. They need to be direct about it and not passive-aggressive about it. Passive-aggressive is instead of being angry to someone's face, you do things like not show up when you're supposed to meet people for coffee or things like that. Obviously, we all miss appointments from time to time, but if that's an ongoing pattern.
Like what that's when you were saying passive aggressive, I see that play out in a lot of people's lives around me, is that if I'm offended at someone, I don't go and confront them. It's just like, and really it's tied into, like, I'm a Christian, I can't confront this because it's not really sin, it's just a difference of opinion. And I'm busy screaming at them, like, if you want this relationship to get better, go and confront them. Like I'll go with you. Let's sit down and talk about this. Yeah. Because I don't get that. Like, if I have an issue with somebody, they know I have an issue with them. And we go and we talk it out. And yeah, it doesn't make me a lot of friends sometimes, but sometimes it makes me better friends. And
yeah. Well, one of the things we only know about relationships is how healthy they are and how committed someone is to us as a friend if we have conflict. Oh, yeah. And if we don't work through conflict, then we actually don't really know what the level of commitment is in that relationship. So, yeah, if someone does something to offend us and we just kind of go, oh, well, and they keep doing that, then we're not really valuing the relationship ourselves and the other person enough to see what's really going on. So yeah, I agree. We need to. I mean, if it's if we're talking about if the Oilers or the Flames are a better hockey team, like, yeah, let's not get offended and have an argument about that. But if it's something more significant, like, gee, we used to talk on the phone every second day and pray together, and all of a sudden you've disappeared. I don't know what's going on. We need to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And the other person needs to be honest about why they've pulled away too.
I've been teaching my kids how to critique books and how to critique movies and stuff like that, because we've seen some movies that, you know, we're just like, oh, that's boring. Well, why is that boring? You know, get them to kind of think beyond it.
Yeah.
And I always get to the point where, okay, there is no story until there's conflict. You know, you cannot have a story without conflict. You cannot have a novel. You can't have a movie without conflict. And the same, I think, is true with friendship. I mean, how can you have a true friendship without conflict? You know, and work. It's got to be respectful. It's got to be, you know, you've got to. You don't demean. You don't run people down. Don't go down the rabbit trails. But you've got to be able to say, this is what I'm feeling, and, you know, speak, like, is that correct? Is that what you think? You know, is that, am I thinking that's what you're thinking? So.
Yeah, yeah. And if you grew up in a home where you're not allowed to have your own opinion, it's really hard to start having your opinion, and to realize that people might actually value that.
Yeah.
So that's a significant point as well.
That's also very true too. Thank you so much, Cheryl. If people want to connect with you, again, it is EdmontonCounselingServices.com. And I know we've done videos on your books too. But
yes, we have.
We have.
They're on YouTube somewhere.
They're on YouTube. Actually, you know what? I just put them all on RevTrevTV. There, if you go to RevTrevTV, I've got all of those interviews all there. RevTrev interviews, I think I got them. And I was shocked how many interviews I've done with authors all over the place.
Oh, wow.
Wow, where did those come from? And I've got a bunch on my hard drive I got to get done up too. But anyway, EdmontonCounselingServices.com, and it's 2 L's for counseling, right?
That's right, because we're Canadian.
We're Canadian. And we'll, you know what? When I do this up, we're going to have your web address right there underneath you. I figured out how to do that, so.
Oh, good.
They'll be all reminded. So thank you so much, and we'll catch you next time.
Okay, thanks, Trev. Bye.
Bye.